Okay guys, so we're going to talk about reloading the pistol. And before we actually get into specifics of types of reloads, there are a couple of things I want to talk about. One is, where do we position the gun to perform a reload? There are a number of places where it's been taught to do all of your gun manipulations, all your loads from a low ready position. There are others that teach all of your manipulations to be done from full extension or on target, on point. I'm not a fan of either of those because, as I mentioned on other videos, anytime the weapon is extended from your body, someone can get in between your wrist and your shoulder, the weapon retention issues are significantly greater. So I don't like doing gun manipulations from full extension for that reason. And also, the further the gun is from the torso, the more challenging it is in terms of hand-eye coordination. The more you're asking to be able to manipulate, two relatively small magazines into a pistol, so on at extension. My preference is to bring the gun back into the body, into a muzzle-up orientation, to do my reloads. Now, there are several different opinions or several variations on exactly where the gun is brought, how this is, to do this. Some people will have you keep the front sight in the eye line and do your manipulations here. Some will have you bring the gun back, look through the trigger guard, and do your reloads here. Some will position the gun a little bit higher, so you're actually looking at the edge of the mag well and do your reloads there. You'll also find there are some variations. Some guys teach where the elbow is locked, the wrist is locked, and some will roll palm up, rolling the gun forward so it's flat, more or less pointing down range, and do their reloads here. Okay. My preference is muzzle up, wrist locked. I want as strong a grip on the pistol as possible. So my wrist is locked down on the gun. I've rolled the mag well inboard, and I'm looking across my knuckles or through the trigger guard. So I tend to, be looking through this area, keeping my head up, see what's going on, performing my reloads here. One of the other benefits, besides having better hand-eye coordination, better dexterity close to the body, the locked wrists, better weapon retention aspect there, also the ability to move. If my gun is not working, I need to be moving, certainly. And the ability to get this gun reloaded while I'm moving as quickly as I can is important. By going with a muzzle-up structure, I'm able to do that. I can move quickly, not point my gun all over the environment, and work on the pistol. Whether it's a stoppage, whether it's a reload, all of that can happen while I'm moving. If I have the gun at extension and I go to move quickly, I'm going to cover a lot more of the environment. And if I'm working one of these positions where I'm going palm up, keeping the muzzle pointed ahead, the same problem. Again, a weak structure on the gun. I've got poor physical control, and covering the environment, covering people in the environment with the muzzle. So I do my manipulations from here. Now, one other thing to talk about is there are really two broad categories of reloads. All reloads, regardless of what name it's, what name you learned it under or how it's going to be described, they're either proactive or reactive. A proactive reload is a reload where you choose to reload the pistol. Now, whether that is a classic tactical reload where I'm going to get a spare magazine, bring it up to the gun, do some sort of a magazine exchange, or it is a emergency reload or a speed reload where the pistols run dry and I've got to get new bullets in the gun quickly. They're either proactive or reactive. So a proactive reload is one where you choose to reload the gun. It's got bullets in it and you're choosing to exchange a partial magazine for a full magazine. A reactive reload is one where the gun's not working. It no longer has bullets in it and you've got to put bullets into it, what is commonly known as a speed reload or emergency reload. But again, regardless of the names, regardless of the details of the techniques, they're either going to be proactive or reactive. So in future videos we'll talk about and we'll go through different details of speed reloads, the pros and cons there, and different details of tactical reloads and the pros and cons involved there. Thank you.